Good day, good evening, my dear friends. Today we're going to play a wonderful Beatles song called Hide Your Love Away. Goes like this, folks. Here I stand, head in hand, turn my face to the wall. If she's gone, I can't go on, feeling too small. Everywhere people stare, each and every day. I can see them laugh at me, and I hear them say, oh, hey, you've got to hide your love away. Hey, you've got to hide your love away. There we are. My hat nearly fell off halfway through that chorus. So there we are, Hide Your Love Away. Now, download, please, now, before we do anything else, your free idiot-proof paperwork, all right? All the shapes that we need to play this are here, okay? Like, I'll go into more detail, and all the words and all that sort of stuff are there as well. So download that now. While you're doing that, let me thank everybody that's joined my Patreon platform that helps bring all this free content to you. Also, let me thank those people that buy me cups of tea by clicking the thanks button below. And let me also thank those people who have been buying some merchandise. We've got an album out. So this one came out a while ago. This one's called Junction 39. That's available on CD and download. And I've got a brand new album coming out. I've made about 12 albums, but these are solo albums called Puncture the Moon. That's coming out on vinyl. Okay, gatefold vinyl. That's coming out in about a couple of weeks' time. So look out for that one. That's downloadable now. All right. So anyone that buys anything like that, it all helps keep all this free content going. But if you've got no dosh, don't worry. Just give us a thumbs up and tell all your mates and get them to subscribe to the channel. Right, Hide Your Love Away. I've done this before and I cocked up one of the chords, so I've got to do it again. All right, here we are. So it kicks off with the chord G. Now we're going to play a couple of different versions of G. We're going to start, and nothing difficult by the way, so it'll run off. Okay, it's very easy to play this song. The first G we're going to play is like this with the two fingers down here. Okay, again, it's all clearly mapped out for you on the paperwork. All right, so if you think I'm jumping ahead, don't worry, it's down there for you. We're going to play that G. Then we're going to play what's called a D sus4. We play that by keeping those two fingers where they are. And we'll bring these two fingers down as if we were playing a D. Don't bother taking that off. You'll be used to playing a D like that. Keep it where it is, even though you've got this little finger in front of it. All right? And there's a reason why we're going to do it that way later on. D sus4. Now, when you're playing a D of any kind, never play the bass string open for you beginners. I'm saying this to beginners. We never want to hear an E string, an open E, when we're playing a D. We don't want that sound. We want this sound. All right? So we've got a G, a D sus4, an F add 9. Again, you're thinking, oh, no, I can't do it. You can, it's easy, watch. Little finger stays where it is, and these three fingers, get rid of those, and make this shape. Second string, third string, fourth string, okay? You see that? Again, it's all written out for you clearly. Now, when you're playing an F add 9, it's a 4-string chord, okay? So we've got to be careful that we don't strike the 5th string or the 6th. Now, when I say that, we're gonna hit them with the pleck, but we don't want to hear them. So how do we eliminate that horrible noise like this while we're strumming and thrashing away? Well, it's quite simple. We allow our thumb to just not do that and bend all the way across. Just allow it to just touch. Slide just to touches on that bass string. That will render this one now mute. And then our third finger here, it's currently living on the 4th string. Just allow it to sit above the string slightly. Instead of it being down here, just allow it to sort of sit a little bit on top of the string, and which will enable, so can you see that? The tip of your finger there to just touch the 5th string, rendering that one mute. And then that way, you can strum away quite happily, hitting all the strings, and you won't get this sound. Okay, little tiny things like that that matter, really matter. Okay, so let's recap. We've got a G in version 1. We've got our D sus4 or F add 9. Now instead of going back to a G there, I don't want to do that. Some tutors do that. I'm not going to. We're here. We're gonna go to a G like this now. All right, and you'll see why in a second. All right. So we've got G, D sus4, F add 9 to G. And the reason I want to use that inversion of G is because we're then going to go to a C played by bringing these two fingers that are here down one string each and then adding the first finger to the second string, first fret. Okay, 2 bars there. I'll explain what all that is in a minute. You see the shape? There's our C there, then we come back down to the F add 9 and then back to the C. And you can see now why I want to try and maintain. I don't want to be doing this and moving around like that. I don't mind doing it now and again when we start a new section of a song, of a verse, but when we're in movement mode, we want to keep it flowing. And remember that the Beatles, when we listen to the record, there's no live recording of them doing this. There's a little bit of film in Help where they're singing the track, but of course it's mined, and we do get an indication of the shapes that John Lennon's playing, but only fragments because it's jumping around the scene. So we know he starts with that shape, you know. And there's a lot of I always look at some of the other tutors to see what they're doing. A lot of them actually get the rundown wrong, which we'll look at in a minute. We're going to get it right, okay? So I've taken what I know from watching them doing it, okay, or the bits that we can do, and then using my ears to fill in the gaps. So again, we've got a G, a D sus4, an F add 9, and then a G. I'll go through the lyric. Here I stand, head in hand. Do you see? Turn my face to the F add 9. Whoa, back to the C. Then back to your G for the second half of the verse, where we will use that because a little bit of different flavour. If she's gone, I can't go on. Then you'll notice there are 2 bars on the C. Feeling 2 foot, and then back to the F add 9. Small, back to the C, small, back to the D, straight D. Now, let's look at, we'll go over that again in a minute. Let's just look at the strumming pattern. Here's the strum here. Now, I want you to pay particular attention. It says a waltz, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. And our strum is going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and, which I'm about to demonstrate. But I've not written this under every single chord. I would have run out of lead in my pencil. There's a joke in there somewhere, folks, but I'm not going to go into that detail right now. So here we are. So we're going to do that on every single shape. Now, sometimes you'll do 2 bars on a chord, and I've just, rather than write the shape again, because I didn't want to go into a separate sheet, I've just written it like that. So just look out when sometimes you'll see 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Just stay on that shape. But the chord, the song layout is perfectly mapped out with the lyric a bit later on, so you can't cock it up. All right, so let's look at the strum now. The way to learn a strum, mute strings on this hand. Okay, this is mainly for beginners who may be watching this, because it's a great beginner's song. Okay, now our strum, it's a waltz. What does that mean? It means it's got 3 beats to the bar. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, now watch my hand. It's still going down and up, isn't it? And we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now, if we want to put the upstrokes in, or some of the upstrokes, which, as in Mr. Lennon, it's going to sound like this: 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3, and. So we won't do an upstroke after the 1. We'll still bring our hand up, but we won't strike the strings. 1, 2, and 3, and 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 1, 2. Now, while you're doing that, once the hand's moving, if you were to turn the sound off on this recording and watch my hand, you know, you'll see me doing that. And now and again, when the song gets going, you might want to, instead of going 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and you might want to go. But your hand is still moving. It's regimented, going down and up, Very, very important that we remember that. The hand is always moving. And if you accidentally hit an upstroke or a downstroke when it doesn't appear in the song, no one will know because it's still in time, all right? So let's look at page 1 now. Now, before we go any further, there's a little 2-bar intro, which I've not put on the original chords. They're in the, where the lyric is, you'll see that. And there's a little movement thing that I can hear, which I'd like you to do. So let's go to our first shape. We're going to play 2 bars of G, this inversion. 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3, and. But on the second bar, I want you to do a little movement. I want you to bring this finger down from here to there, to the 5th string. 1, 2, and 3, and. Hear that? 1, 2, and 3, and. You get like da da, bum, bum, bum. You don't have to do it, but I can hear it on the record. It's like this. In fact, it sounds like a hammer. Okay, 1, 2, 3. It's just something to think about. We'll just keep it straight for now. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Let's begin the song, page 1. Now while we're on it, let's just move slightly forward, just so you can see. This is what, when you've got the hang of the shapes that we've done and you've got a rough idea where they go, you look at this, okay? All the lyrics, and you see, unlike a lot of books, I always put the chord exactly over the lyric that you're trying to sing. And if there are 2 or 3 bars, I will do the chord again. I won't assume that you know how many times it should be played, all right? So again, idiot proof. So if you look at it, we've got 2 bars of G, and we know the strum now. We've worked on our main shapes. We'll look at the rundowns in a minute. Let's just get into the main body of the first verse. So 2 bars of G, G, D sus4, F add 9, G, C, C, F add 9, C, back to G. Okay, let's sing that now. Here I stand, head in hand, turn my face to the wall. And then when it starts to repeat that again, that same tune, we'll revert back to the G that we played originally. If she's gone, I can't go on. C, 2 for F add 9, C, D. Just 2 straight bars of D, okay? Because there are 2 bars of D, I've written it out twice. You can't cock it up. On to verse 2. Everywhere people stare, each and every day. I can see them laugh at me, and I hear them say. Now we've got a rundown. Okay, now when you look at the lyric, it'll just say rundown, and you'll say, I don't know what that is. Well, yes you do, because there it is there, mapped out on its own little page, all right? So it says at the top, rundown into chorus. Let's have a look at that, shall we? Now, I've seen other tutors doing this in a different way, and I'm afraid they're not doing it correctly. Right, this is the correct way to do it, okay? We're going to start with a D. I'll just give you the shapes first, then we'll show you how to play. Start with a D, coming down from the 4th string, your root note. Then we play a D with an added C by bringing our little finger, keep the D on, and put it on the 5th string at the 3rd fret. You don't worry if it touches the 4th and mutes it, it's supposed to. Okay? Then bring up your 1st finger to the 5th string at the 2nd fret, which is a D with a B. Allow it again to mute the 4th string, and then put it back in its normal position and come down from the 5th string. And we're looking to pull out these bass notes. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then let's strum it. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And on the last bar, it just plays, it doesn't do any upstrokes, it just goes 1, 2, 3, and then into the word hey for the chorus. Let's look at the end of that verse 2 then. And hear them say. And then the audience then will be all geared up, ready to join in with you for this wonderful chorus which is, you know. Now I'm going to play the G like this because I want to put a little bass run in. Some people will play it like that, but it doesn't make sense to me if you've got to do all this running around, okay? Let's play this G so we can easily get to the C and the F at 9. Okay, so we've got, let's have a look at the chorus. The 3 chords we're going to play are G, C, and D sus4. So here's our G, played like this. Hey, you've got to, C, played like this with your little finger still down here. Hide your loving. And we've got a beautiful little rundown, which is a D sus4. So there's our D. We know this chord now, we've played it before. 1 bar here, 1 bar of D, so we take that off. 1 bar of D sus2. What does that mean? Well, take off your second finger and then put it back on for the final D. Again, all these chord shapes are written out on the diagrams. Hey, you've got to hide your lovely ways. And we do that twice. Oh, hey, you've got to hide your lovely ways. Now, if you want to play your G like that, you can. You could go, hey, you've got to hide, but you've got to do a quick switch like that. See the difference? Hey, you've got to hide your lovely ways. Hey, you've got to. Now, the reason I don't like doing it that way is because I want to put in a little bass line that McCartney does, a little leading. And it's better to do it like this. So, hey, the first bar, hey, you, and on you've got to, we're going to do this. You've, bass string, 5th string open, keeping this finger here, it's not doing any harm. 5th string at the 2nd fret. Hey, you've got to, okay, let's do it again. Hey, you've got to, so you see, hide your, and again I like to alternate the bass note here. Hide your lovely, it's not on the paperwork this, I'm just doing it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Because we're doing 2 bars of C, it's nice to actually incorporate a little bit of a bass line. Bum, 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 rather than just go dum, dum, which is what John Lennon would have done, but then again Paul McCartney would have been playing that bass. So let's look at that again, chorus. Hey, you've got to hide your lovely, to the D sus, chord with the run down, D sus2, back to your G. Hey, you've got to hide your lovely way. Now let's try and do it the other way, just in case there's anybody out there that doesn't like that G. Okay, let's try and do it like this. Hey, you've got to jump like that. Hey, you've got to hide your lovely way. Hey, both sound great. Both sound as good as each other. You choose which one you want to do. Don't forget, you play the inversion that's better for you. Okay? That's the way you've got to do it. As I say, you can't really tell a lot of the inversions that are going on purely from the record, because you've got a couple of guitars. You've probably got John Lennon playing 2 guitars, you know, his main guitar, and then he'll probably have dubbed it. And he may be, 1 minute he'll be playing his G like that, or, you know, because don't forget in those days, they recorded quickly. Sometimes they'll be playing the G like that. George Harrison, he'll have been playing along, he'll have played it another way. So, you know, it's difficult sometimes to actually untangle the different guitars, all right? Now, one thing I would like to point out, you'll see a lot of guitar tutors, and this is not wrong, it doesn't sound audible, but I know it's not what John Lennon's playing. And I know it because if you look at the film Help, even though he's miming, you can see how he plays this particular rundown. Now again, some people might find it difficult to get that little finger up to the bass string 3rd fret. And another way of doing a D run is this, and this is what a lot of tutors do. Some, you know, some of the well-known ones as well, some very good ones. So we've got a 4th string, then they'll bring this finger up to there, and they'll play the the C note at the bass, the 5th string of the 3rd fret there, but it doesn't sound. And then they'll bring this finger up to there. Rather than, and I know it's that because I can hear all the way through the run. I mean, that other one, sometimes you can get confused with it. Like, it's another song, isn't it? Because they all use the same lick, so it's quite easy to just accidentally slip into the wrong, you know, the wrong rundown. Anyway, there you have it. Hide Your Love Away. The whole song, as I said to you before, is mapped out. Every word, every lyric is here. Even the flute solo is on there. Now, all the flute solo does, and it's worth putting that in, even if you haven't got a flute player. You just hum it, you know, because the audience will know it. And without it, without that melody, there's something missing. So when you get to the flute, do, 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 do. I've actually said on the thing, what have I put? Hold on. Here somewhere. Yeah, on the last thing I've said, note, although you probably don't have a flute player or flute to hand, sing do's instead. McCartney liked his do's, so did John Lennon. So do that, and of course the audience, they'll all know that part. They'll help you out, they'll sing it with you, okay? So Hide Your Love Away. It's a wonderful, wonderful song, one that you should all have in your repertoire, so please do learn it. And I look forward to seeing you on the next lesson. This Saturday, I shouldn't really be saying this because it's recording it, am I? But I'm doing I've said it now, so I'm doing a live stream on this Saturday coming, not the 1st of the month because I've got some studio work to do. So thank you very much for sticking around with us. Learn that song, it's a good one. Print all the stuff off. Thanks again for the donations. Links are all at the bottom, by the way. So if you want to buy albums or donate to the Coffee Tea Fund or join Patreon. Patreon follows me around the recording studio and there's a lot of background stuff, amp settings, all my past histories on there as well. Some of it is highly, highly amusing. On that note, I shall love you and leave you, and I'll see you next time. Take care.